Welcome back, everyone, to episode number 80 of the Beginner to Master Speedrun. So before we get into the chess today, I do have to update my overall score for the series. You may have seen the last episode, I had a very hard-fought draw in the second game, and shortly after I posted that episode, I did get a message from chess.com alerting me that I get a rating refund, and it was from that second game draw. The accuracy of that game was actually 97% for both me and my opponent, but my opponent was banned for fair play, and for that reason, I gain back some rating points. So I'm coming into today rated 2352, and hopefully we'll have another instructive day of chess. So let's hop into the first game. Okay, first opponent playing Black Ship. And I'm going to play a London, most likely. Yeah, bishop f4. And we might go for a Purits. Yeah, pawn e4. So taking over the center. Not the traditional London opening, but very aggressive. We'll go for bishop h6. Some idea of just attacking very quickly with h4 and h5. Okay, opponent takes on h6. So yeah, the queen and f2 are hit. Play queen h4 or queen d2. I'm going to go back to d2. And I think the plan is to play f3, kick the knight, and then go back to h6. And then try and carry through with the kingside attack. I didn't play queen h4 because e5 would maybe be slightly annoying. So it's a good sign my opponent is slowing down out of the opening, getting some early time advantage. And this is one of my favorite lines to play in blitz and rapid chess. Yeah, I'll go for f3 here. And maybe it's a small question if I start with this or this. But I'm going to start with queen h6, just ensuring that the h-pawn can't move. And, I mean, hopefully this can come very quickly. Now, there's a chance black will try and stir up initiative, like queen a5 and b4 could come. If we see queen a5, I'd probably start with king b1. Although it might be interesting, like, okay, I don't have to worry about that. Black plays e6. So let's throw the h-pawn. Pawn h4. I guess black wants to play this and maybe this. I mean, e5 looks pretty attractive here. e5, d5, h5. I'm going to play e5. This also prepares the idea of bringing the knight into e4, and then maybe eventually targeting the h7 pawn. So we're starting this episode with some very aggressive play. Black is very passive, all the pieces on the back rank. But it's not over. Yeah, knight f5 might be coming. Like, I want to play knight e4, but then after knight f5, if I play knight f6, there's queen takes f6. My queen's attacked. So I think g4 is nice here. Just a preventive move. Essentially dominating the knight on g7. And there's going to be a few checkmating ideas going forward. One is to open the h-file and then target h7. But the other way is to bring the knight to g5, maybe either knight to g5, and again target h7. And the knight on g7, it looks like a defender, but it's not actually helping much. And maybe in some sense it gets in the way. There's cases where, like, if queen e7, like if h5, queen e7, takes, the knight obstructs the queen from defending h7. So what does black do after h5? Yeah, let's go for this. g5 looks like it traps my queen, but then I have bishop d3. And this diagonal is a small issue for black. So I'm not sure what to expect here. And black could try pawn b4, but then I can kind of ignore the queen side and take on g6 and threaten checkmate. I mean, maybe pawn f5 is the best try, but pawn f5 leaves g6 less defended. So I have a feeling this is already like completely winning for white. Opponent's taking time, but it might already be too late. Okay, we see g5, so I'll play bishop d3. Simple mate in one threat. Pawn f5, and yeah, I think taking en passant and then winning g7 or winning h7, the best path forward. And I think here, I mean, I could take with bishop or queen. If I take with queen, then forces king f7 and then h6. And I'll win the knight. That should be good enough to have an easy conversion. I mean, I could throw in bishop g6, king e7, then this. But I'll play this right away. I think this is really just a model game from this opening, showing how deadly the quick attack can be from white if black doesn't respond appropriately. Rook g8, okay, so trying to resist. If I play bishop g6, there is king f8. If I take, looking for the forcing lines here. Calculating bishop, oh wait, no, bishop g6, queen takes g6. Okay, let's just take the knight. Hallucinating a little bit. And I'll save the queen, maybe queen h5. There's queen h8 as well. Don't think it makes a huge difference. We'll play queen h5. Check to the king. Probably look to complete development. Knight e2 or knight h3. I really want to not give black any chances to fight back. But yeah, I think the best approach is just to bring more pieces into the game. I don't care about the f-pawn. I'd be happy if black takes it because then the f-file opens. I'm probably looking to maneuver the knight to g3. Maybe I can start with rook e1. And then set up some tactic like knight g3, knight f5. Exploit the pin on the e-file. Okay, knight b4. Let's continue with the plan. I don't mind the trade on d3. Oh, I blundered though. I forgot about this move. Is my opponent going to find it? They should. Well, they take first. Well, I can't really escape the double attack. Oh, that was really careless. I think I'm still doing okay though. Like queen f4, rook e3, queen takes g3, queen h6. I'm hitting the rook and probably threatening this. But it is kind of sloppy. Yeah, let's attack the rook. If I lose this game, I mean, I'm still in control, I think. What's material? Material's equal. Time is good. Queen f6. I want to play f4. And there's knight e2 ideas. F4 somehow work. Also check. Okay, I'm gonna start with check. And there's some idea of taking, but then e1 hangs in the end. Oh, knight e2 walks into queen takes e1 mate. Okay. This whole game is a wake-up call for me. Queen d8, perhaps? Let's go for queen d8. This is not a good move either. For some reason, I thought I'm threatening this, but the queen covers c7. So that could play this. But then I have this. At least I'm not getting trapped. But, and this is an important lesson. Like, sometimes when you're completely winning, it can be easy to get too careless, too relaxed, and then blunder. Okay, let's play king b1, unpin the rook. And, okay, bishop b7, queen a5. There's still a lot of pressure on black's position. And if queen takes d4, I could probably now play queen c7 and take on c6. Where is the king gonna go? King g6. Okay, I'll take on c6. Attacking the rook. It's calculating rook b8 takes. I don't think it works because queen f6. If I take... I don't think knight takes d5 works. Queen d6. I don't think I want to take on b5. It opens a b file. I have queen e8. Okay, let's play queen e8. I'm recording this at after 11 p.m. my time. I don't want to make any excuses, but I feel like I'm not seeing things quickly here. But hopefully I can play better chess going forward. Okay, rook f7. So now if I take... I have to be careful of the back rank. Like, takes on e6 I don't think works. I guess I could throw in another check. It doesn't hurt to repeat at least once. Do I go for the queen trade? d4 is a threat, so I might have to go for the queen trade. Although maybe now can I take? Take. Wait a minute. If I take... Yeah, I think this is actually pretty clean. I'm second guessing my calculations, but now there's no issues with the back rank. Like after takes, rook f6 is pretty much forced. I guess there's... Oh no, there's not... Yeah, rook f6 is the only legal move. And now I can take and then win the rook in the end. And I'll be up a knight. Yeah, this game maybe went a little bit longer than it should have, but okay, now it's just cleanup time. I'll give a check. Could trade queens with queen f5 next. Opponent resigns. Okay. Yeah, definitely a wake-up call. I mean, hopefully this is an instructive opening, especially for anyone who plays a London and maybe doesn't like facing the king's Indian attack. As a lot of London players will just play e3 and maybe stick with the same setup. But yeah, I'm very fond of knight c3 here, preparing e4. And a lot of players will play d5 to prevent e4, and then this leads into more of a Jobava London. There's still some aggression white can play in this opening, but the line that we got in the game was very pleasant. Got the early kingside attack. Yeah, the engine already likes this position. I can turn on eval bar. And yeah, by this point, engine says white's completely winning. But as we saw, my conversion was not the cleanest. Let's get to this moment where I blundered. I probably should have just thrown in king b1. Actually, king b1 is one of the top engine moves, along with queen h2. Played knight g3, and I mean, white's still much, much better here. Yeah, everything was always under control, just should not have been so generous. I guess it is a season of giving gifts and being thankful for what you have. So anyway, okay, gain some rating up to 2357. Let's play another. Next opponent, playing Mishra G. We'll play another London. The last episode, I think I was black. I black 3 games or at least 2 games. But now I'm white twice in a row. Opponent's not moving. Okay, opponent is moving. We see the modern. Opponent doesn't have the best connection though. So I'll try and play quickly. We might have some similar sort of opening compared to the previous game. We have c6. With c6, I'm going to play h3. I studied this a few months ago. There's a whole ChessMood course on this variation. And for those that missed the announcement, link below if you want free access to ChessMood through December 20th. They are doing a promotion. Pretty sure g4 here. The g4, either g4 and bishop d3. I'm going to play g4. I remember watching, there's a course where like g4 and f4 are included, then knight f3. And yeah, it's a very aggressive, ambitious way to play for white. I'm really just grabbing space with the pawns before actually completing development. But I'm pretty sure with precise play, white can get a nice edge. Okay, knight f7. I'm kind of on my own now. Pretty sure white more often castles queenside. So I'll play bishop e3. Looks very natural. Wow, g5. I know this is one resource for black. So if I take... Bishop d3 looks interesting as well. There's already some parallels to the last game I played. Queen d2 looks playable. Even e6, bishop takes, and then f5. Yeah, there's a lot of options here. Thinking about starting with taking. It does allow takes and then queen d2. And then I'm very quick to castle. We trade, that should be fine. Yeah, let's start by taking. I think it's more valuable to castle queenside first and then later complete development with bishop d3. And there is rook e8 check, but then bishop e2. Castling could... Oh, wow, knight g5. Knight g5 is interesting. But I have to do something about my knight. Knight e4 might be in the air. So if I take, win a pawn, queen e8, bishop e2. I'm going to take a moment here because takes. If I can just get in one more move to castle, Black have any ways to exploit my king? Bishop f6 I take, rook e8, bishop e2. I think everything is okay. I mean, rook e8 first, bishop e2 should transpose. Yeah, it looks a little bit risky with my king in the center like this, but let's go for it. A pawn is a pawn. Yeah, now castling queenside. Yeah, it's still going to be a sharp game with opposite side castling. Looking at bishop d3, if b4 knight e2, and if bishop d4 I have bishop h7. It's not super easy to actually attack. Files aren't quite open. Knight a6. So maybe it's worth like going for trades. And there's knight e2. Knight e2 to g3, or even... It seems like knight b4 is coming, though. So maybe knight e2, rook f1. Knight e2, king b1. I think the knight is just better here to help defend the pawn and eventually maneuver. Anticipating this, I think I'll probably go for king b1. Like simply defending a2. I don't mind the trade. Takes. Should be okay. I'm probably ready to play knight g3 to h5. We might see queen g6. We do. A slightly annoying move. I could avoid the queen trade with queen d2. I think I want to do that. I think I do. But then h6. And trading queens might be simpler. But then my knight's a bit misplaced. Yeah, queen g6 is slightly annoying. G6, H6, Bishop, H4. All right, let's go for this. I'm allowing black to control the two open files. I'm kind of banking on the fact that knight h5 will apply a lot of pressure. Okay, black wins back a pawn, but at what cost? I take and play knight h5. Bishop h6. I gotta move faster. I assume black's gonna take. It's still good looking position. Rook f1. There's gonna be constant ideas of like queen g7 and knight f6. And black might have to be like tied down to the a pawn. If rook f8, I take on f7, take on a7. And knight f6 is probably, or was probably already a threat. Oh, is there takes, and then bishop g4? There might be. It might be worth playing a3, just a safe move. a3, a5. If I take rook g1, or wait, no, take. No, I don't have time for rook g1. Queen g1 doesn't work. Okay, playing a3. I'm expecting a5, and then I think I'll quickly play rook e1. Maybe lift the rook to e5. And it's not easy for black to find a useful move here. Like, the pieces are a bit restricted. And the knight is so good on h5. Okay, that's actually a decent move. But now if I take, I think this is now a free pawn. Now the difference is there's no discoveries like any bishop move. I just take on e7. There is queen e2, but then I just go back to d4. Queen b8. Let's play this. I really want to control the e-file, so maybe queen c3 and rook e1. Still about optimizing the pieces. Wow. Okay, that move I just take the rook. I don't mind the trade. Anything better? Not sure if that was a mouse slip. Maybe an attempt to simplify, but we're simplifying in white's favor. It was the type of position where like black was under serious pressure with the knight and queen, open king. It's just a lot easier to blunder. So now opponent taking an extended think. Now it's it only gets worse for black. Okay, let's get the pawn closer to queening. Queen f4, running this. I might be playing it out until mate. Maybe not. Opponent offers a draw. So I don't know why this like window pops up with my streak of games. I'll decline the draw. Maybe my opponent was hoping that I mouse slip accept the draw, which I don't think I've ever done in my life out of all the draws I've accepted online. I had one time, I think it was on Chess, where I tried to offer a draw, but I accidentally resigned. But there's going to be no accidents in this position. Hopefully. I kind of want to pre-move out until mate, like do the multi pre-moves. But if I pre-move this, there's this potential. So I guess I could, I don't know what the best pre-move sequence is. Like B4, H4, bring the king here. Okay, now it's just a matter of, I guess, waiting. Usually when I edit these speedrun episodes, I edit out moments like that where opponent takes a long time. But they finally do resign. Okay, I think this quality of game was better than the first game. It was an interesting fight out of the middle game. And I do want to share kind of the story behind me learning this opening, because the reason why I specifically learned this through ChessMood was this is a line that Hikaru has beaten me with many, many times in Online Blitz. At least it feels like many times. And I took a look at the ChessMood repertoire, and this is like very strong. This is a very strong approach to play h3 and then e5. And black can't trade off light sword bishop. And after knight h6, yeah, g4 is a move. And f4. And when I was looking at how Hikaru has played against this specific line in his online games, I'm pretty sure he has a bad score with black. Like, it's one of the few openings he's played where he scores less than 50% with the black pieces. And that's probably because it's just a good opening for white. And players who play this are usually well prepared from the opening. So, yeah, I got a nice position. But my opponent, yeah, played this very sharp move, pawn g5. And I'm checking the engine. I did react appropriately by taking queen d2, one of the top engine lines. And going forward, yeah, actually looks pretty clean on my part. I was able to hold on to the extra pawn for a bit. But yeah, queen g6 was a good attempt to neutralize. And then I don't think I saw this move coming, but it just leads to a transformation that is still pleasant for white. Knight comes to h5, and yeah, as we saw in the game, that's just difficult for black. Take on a7. The engine actually says pawn g5 here. Yeah, maybe I was a bit too materialistic, but if I play pawn g5, the queen can't take on g5 because rook g1, and knight f6 is guaranteed. And that's just such a strong square for the knight. But this is good enough. And yeah, not sure what rook f5 was. Maybe my opponent intended rook f3, but let go of the rook too soon. So nice game. Up to 23.65. Let's keep it going. Okay, next opponent playing GM Tom Q. This time on black. We have the Nimzo Larsen, pawn b3. Pawn e4, interesting. Usually people play pawn e3. I'm just going to play knight f6. It's kind of like a king's pawn with a queenside fianchetto. I'd really like to punish this. Seems like I should take here. Just looking for other potential tactics. I think knight takes e4 is reasonable. If we trade e-pawns, like takes, queen e7? What is white gonna do after queen e7? Maybe there's queen e2, but no, then I take and hit the rook. So maybe d4, d6, and then queen e2, take, but I win a pawn in that line. Okay, we'll find out what white has in store here. We do see pawn d4. So f6, d6, and queen b4 are my candidate moves. And d6 looks like the most straightforward. There's bishop d3, take, castle. Might not be so simple. I don't think queen b4 works, like knight d2. It looks good, but let's focus on d6. I think white will probably play bishop d3. And then I take on f2. King takes, rook e1. I do have queen h4 there. Queen h4 to take on d4. Yeah, let's go for this. And the first line I was calculating was queen e2, takes. And white can't take back because there's a pin. And I'll be up a pawn. I'll have the bishop pair in a pretty open position. So really can't complain with this. Opponent mouse slips. And opponent resigns. Okay. So I win in 9 moves. I mean, to be fair, like after queen takes e7, bishop takes e7, black is like doing very, very well. It would have taken more work. Let me give my opponent a rematch. Like that's an unfortunate way to lose a game. So we'll have a 4-game episode. I'm white this time. Opponent blitzes out these 2 moves. So all my games I'm facing a Fianchetto. 3 white games facing the kingside Fianchetto. I'll play bishop e3. f6. Oh, they want to play this stuff. This is kind of a thing, I think. Pretty sure I'm supposed to play h4 here and punish this as quickly as possible. Yeah. Like there's some way to try and refute this though. Like bishop c4, I think. Bishop c4, knight f7, then take h5. I was playing Min Lei, strong grandmaster, in a blitz match about a week ago. And he played this against me. He played f6 on move 1. But we got a very similar position. And I checked the opening. I'm pretty sure it's bishop c4. Like one of the random lines I'm kind of prepared with, although c6 I'm not super prepared for. Black wants to play b5. So if I play queen d2, knight f7, maybe I just play a4. And just clamp down on the queen side as well. It's early a4, h4. Oh, I kind of allowed that though. I play h5. Take. Okay, let's go for h5. So I lose a bishop pair, but now I have 3 center pawns. Queen a5. I play h6. h6 force bishop f8. There's also takes. I think h6 is slightly preferable, though. Just make the bishop move backwards. Now I'll probably look to play queen f3 and knight e2. Black is a bit behind in development. And b5 is a move. If I take, I lose a rook. So I'll play bishop b3. I have to move the knight. Okay, this game is already going longer than the first game we played. 13 moves in. Ooh. I might actually be in some trouble here. I'm losing this pawn. Very clever move. I do have knight here. Like, there should be compensation. Yeah, I'll start with this. Bishop takes, I'm happy to take with queen. I defend all the pawns. If queen takes, the bishop is still undeveloped. That move I didn't see coming. Let's play knight f2. If takes, I'll have some funny pawn structure. I'll have a Tetris piece. We do get this. So queens are off the board. Castling queenside looks pretty natural here. Very strange position. We're 17 moves in. All of black's pieces are undeveloped on their starting squares. Meanwhile, I'm decently developed. I have a clump of pawns. Maybe I want to play f4, e5 and form the diamond. We might see e5 from black. We see knight d7. So can I plant a knight on e6? And knight e6 is a nice square for the knight. Oh, but maybe it doesn't work, because if I play knight e6, takes, and I lose a4. Is it worth sacrificing? It might be, but it might not be. I play e5. Take. Wow, there's deep calculation with e5. It actually looks kind of good. We trade, I play knight e6, takes, and I lose a4, but the open d file is very problematic for black. I'm going to go for e5. It's somewhat counterintuitive because black has a bishop pair. And usually opening the position will favor the side with the bishop pair. Also realizing there's d5 here. Maybe I have e6. I'm really just trying to get activity. Black wants to play this next. Can I afford to play this? But then g5. G5 kind of hurts. Play knight g4. I don't quite like my position. But maybe I can play e6, g5, knight h3. But then rook g8, rook g1, we trade. I'm going to go for it. I've been burning too much time. I'm down about 3 minutes on the clock. Black starts with rook g8. So I think I should play rook g1. Now there's a, even if g5, there's a pin, so black's not threatening to take. g5 might allow for rook h5 or knight h3. What's my plan? There might be, I was going to say, there might be some ideas when knight takes g6. Knight g4 is kind of interesting. Knight h3 allows bishop h6. Take. I have knight. This might actually be a threat. Knight d3. Okay, king d8. So I want to play this. Knight c5, just go for complete domination, but then king c7. Yeah, black has this idea. I play rook h5 now. Oh, what to do? All right, let's go for this. I was close to playing this last move. Okay, so if I take, that's still not simple. Maybe I can play this now. Oh no, but then I lose a pawn. Frustrating position. Take. Okay, let's go for this. Black is kind of surviving. So if takes, I at least win back the h-pawn. And then I should be up a pawn. I'm up a pawn here. And the bishop found some life. Knight h5. Because there's a pin on the 7th rank. Okay, knight c5 now. Yeah, I was scared of this earlier, but now if king c7... Oh, I don't have this. Okay, knight c4, wow. So if I take... Start by taking. Check there. I don't see what to do. F4. Maybe this? No. So I hit the bishop. The bishop f6 is coming. F4. There's an idea king c7, knight e8. Okay, now it should be a pretty clean win. I hope. Although there's king b6. Oh, it's still tricky. King b6 takes. Oh, king b6, maybe I play this. Some very weird coordination, but I'm pretty sure this works. Knight d7. And if takes. Okay, black goes for this. I can explain that whole sequence after the game. It's still tricky though. F6 here? Or F5 threatening F6. B3 is a threat. I have to be really, really careful. I think I want to take and then play this. Hmm. Not sure my ability to win this. Threatening this and this. Oh dear. I'm in trouble. Or am I? I don't know what's happening. That's a good move. I'm in a lot of trouble. Black fought back. It's good resourcefulness from black. What to do. Never know, sometimes miracles exist. Remove this. Oh, I allowed this. No stalemate trap either. Okay. Tough game. I was in good shape. I burned a little bit too much time. Opponent fought back. I was really confident after the first game we played too. A slightly dubious opening from black. Yeah, the line I was going for, it was if knight f7, I can take h5. And then, yeah, life is good for white. c6 was played, knight g4 was played. I still like the position though. Go forward here. I think I was in control like most of the game. Although it kind of gradually got more difficult. But even here it's good. Okay, the trade happened. Yeah, this is +4 for white. I just let things slip. Yeah, so bishop takes b2 was quite resourceful. Because if takes, then I take here. So Black is going to lose a bishop, because otherwise I'm queening. So black takes on b2, and then I just let things slip. Like after rook d2, I think black fought very well. Rook f1, king came in. It's incredible how quickly things turned around too. So where did I go wrong? Rook e7 is good. Knight d6 is good. Knight e4 is a big mistake, even though it looks very natural. But already it's like, it's not easy. Best moves are rook f7 or knight b7. So did I miss something earlier? Okay, engine says here knight f6 is best. Which maybe makes sense. So rook moves on the d file, then I take on e7. So I got a little bit careless. Black got counterplay. And then it went from like winning to losing in just a few moves. At this point, I'm just losing. I wanted to set up the stalemate trick too, but couldn't quite figure out how. Maybe I should have played like here, 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 and then hope for this queen takes g3, king h1, and then some pre-move. But it didn't happen. So good game to my opponent. Yeah, another loss for the speedrun. I'm down to, I guess, 2359. But hopefully I can keep grinding for the future episodes. Hope you guys enjoyed the games today. And yeah, stay tuned for more. I'll see you guys soon.